Ah,
It works.
we've got a red light.
It won't be the first time.
Is that familiar district, eh?
Behave.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. We're very proud to be here. Johnny Lewis, my name is Marc Jacobs. Before I ask him a few things about Caroline, I'm so proud that Peter Chicago got this award. Because you were not only our engineer, you were our captain. You were the life on board our Mi Amigo. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Inspiration.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We were actually talking. Last night, weren't we, in Amsterdam?
Not only talking.
Yeah, drinking as well. And we were just sort of saying about, there were moments on the Mi Amigo, and I know Peter will relate to this, there were moments on the Mi Amigo and we thought, how the hell are we going to get through this? And some of us, we don't mind admitting we were scared, but this man would come and just put it into perspective. And that's why it survived. So thank you, Peter.
One of us saying, there's no reason why anything should go wrong on this ship.
No.
And nothing ever went, actually. We had some dangerous things. All right, let's talk about Caroline these days. I mean, we've been around for 40 years?
43, 44 years almost now.
Amazing. Caroline is still there. Johnny, you're heavily involved in Caroline?
At the moment, yeah, on the satellite. Just the reason I said I'd come along and just give a 10-minute update on what's happening was I actually went to the ship, as did Peter last week, didn't you, Peter? And I think he'll agree. There's been a lot of work that's actually been done on the ship to actually make it. It looks a lot better than it did when it first came into to Dover. When it came off the sandbank, mess room's been completely refurbished. The transmitter holder's been sort of almost rebuilt. There's still quite a bit of work to do there. What was the English studio is exactly the same as it was when it was at sea, but the Dutch studio, the Monique studio, has actually been completely turned around, and we could actually soon put some computer equipment in there ready. I mean, the plan obviously is at some point to try and use the ship to actually not broadcast at sea, obviously, but broadcast.
Oh, shame.
No, that'll never happen. But to actually use the ship again, because obviously being in Tilbury, it's not open to the public, and it seems such a waste because there's so much work being done not to use. It's
all done by volunteers, isn't it?
It is all done by volunteers. In fact, one of the guys who's done quite a bit of work on it is here today, Peter Clayton. So
good for Peter.
It is in very, very good condition. In fact, I will hang up some pictures on the web. I wanted to come here first to tell you about it, but I will put up some pictures on my website and also on the Caroline website that I took last week, and I think when you see them, you'll agree that the ship is looking in very good condition.
If there's any chance of Caroline using it again 24 hours a day?
Obviously, that would be the plan, but it's finding somewhere, and I can't say too much now, but there are some talks going on about finding a berth for it. The problem we have is it's got such a deep draft, and it can't dry out. That's the problem. So there are plans to obviously use. We've moved studios, which you're going to ask me about very shortly. We've moved studios.
Am I?
Well, I hope so. We have actually moved studios, but the plan is eventually to try and use the ship, because it just seems silly and also a waste of money to spend spend money on studio facilities on them when you got.
Because Caroline and there was Revenge. I mean, they are one.
It's linked, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
It's linked, and that's the idea.
Why did Caroline move from Maidstone?
Basically, rent increases. It was like three in a year, and you have to sort of think, where can that money be better spent? And what we've actually got are better facilities, better studios, and I think if you've heard Caroline, since we've moved, the quality's a lot better.
And sound quality,
right. It's all new equipment. The sound quality's a lot better. It's costing us sort of half of what we were paying before, and it's money that can be spent elsewhere. Yeah. So that's why we've actually moved.
Caroline is considered by a lot of people a British station. I've known Caroline to be a European corporation.
Well, you're on it.
Yeah. We're one of the cloggies, the royal cloggies, of course. It's great to be back on Caroline as well, but that's beside the point now. Most people think it's British. It isn't, actually.
No. Well, we all got together in March. We had a big Mi Amigo 30-year reunion, didn't we? And that's the one thing that has concerned a few of us who have worked for the satellite station, that sometimes we feel it's too UK based, whereas we've always had a huge support here in the Netherlands, Belgium, and to some degree France and Germany. Germany,
sure,
massive,
sure.
you know, and also Scandinavia, but more so Holland. And that's why we asked the likes of yourself, Ad and Dick, to come back. And it's great. And since we've had the cloggy service, as we call the Royal Cloggy Service, back on, we've actually noticed an influx of emails, calls from Holland, and well, the Benelux really, isn't it? You know, I suppose. So we've actually got a Dutch support group, which we haven't done very much with over the last, well, several years. So what we want to actually do is, you know, re-get the support going and the support group going in Holland and throughout Europe to then maybe go on the 19.2 degrees.
Which would mean a second satellite frequency.
A second satellite frequency. But obviously we're saving money from the Maidstone studios to where we are now, and that's obviously money we can put in. But if we can, you know, get more support via the Dutch support group, then obviously that's more money.
And the German support group as well.
And the German support group, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We want to basically become a more European radio station.
Any steps taken towards this?
Well, this is it. We've got, I mean, Zietzer has obviously knows quite a bit about the support group, which we haven't done very much with. And what we want to do now is actually start to reevaluate the support group, start to, you know, regenerate, if you want, more interested.
Promote the station outside the UK.
Outside the UK, yeah, because we've got the English support group, which is growing and growing and growing and bringing in more money. We had the weekend last, you know, the winning weekend last weekend, and that actually did bring in quite a bit of money for the station.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So we're going pan-European again.
Well, hopefully, yeah, because, you know, obviously we could increase your hours and stuff like that if we get on the 19.2 satellite. We still want to obviously keep the Sky, because that has done. I suppose when I was there before the EPG on Caroline, and the moment we got the Sky EPG, the calls, the emails just quadrupled, and it is people just tuning in accidentally again. You know, I mean, Saturday mornings when I'm on Saturday mornings, I can take sometimes up to 100, 150 emails easily, just like that.
It's amazing.
We didn't get that before the EPG on Sky,
right,
though.
Right.
We never got that before that. You know, you're talking 30, 40 emails at the most.
So together with the support groups in Holland, in Germany, we just
need to grow on what we've got, a base of what we've got now.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, and it is. And I think with, you know, using this, I mean, Caroline is, like, I work for a local radio station, and people, when they sort of, you know, say, what did you used to do before you come in, you talk about Caroline, they go on the websites and they're fascinated by it, absolutely fascinated by it. And it seems actually the girls more than the blokes, funny enough.
Why? Because you're on.
Yeah, probably a bunch of blokes working at sea.
Okay, so one of the tasks of our support groups will also be to
I think
sort of promote Caroline.
Yeah, I think the thing is, you know, it's there. We want to keep it there. We've got no intentions of going off the air. And it's just ways of, again, with the move from the Maidstone studios to where we are, which is still Maidstone, is you're trying to, it's like any business, you look, where can you save money, and where can you put that money to increase, you know, the awareness of the radio station. And to be honest, the money we were spending on what was effectively 2 storerooms, it was just a waste of money. And what we've got is a lot better, really, a lot better.
The message is clear. Like we said in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s and the 90s, Caroline is here to stay.
And it continues.
And it continues. And we need your support.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, Johnny.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, didn't he do well?
I don't think we got time for questions, have we?
Aye? Prints on jackets. Promotion jackets. At the time, I think I get the message. He asked, you know, do you have promotion jackets that when he crosses Amsterdam all day, that you promote Caroline through jackets like that? The answer, I think, is quite simple. If you've got the money, honey, we've got the time. It's all a matter of money.
Yeah,
it is. That's the thing.
It is really money, and it's like with Caroline. It's where do you put that money first?
Right.
And that's one of the reasons we obviously want to use the ship, because it just seems a waste of money paying for a studio on land when we've got a ship, and also then the ship becomes a museum piece. So we're broadcasting from it, and people are coming on the ship to see it as a museum. Yeah. But the plan is not only to use it as a radio museum, but also there's so many people who actually email us who realise it used to be a trawler, and it was the biggest side trawler ever built. So it's got a potential there to do that. And if we can get it into a permanent mooring, then there's like lottery grant stuff, stuff like that. But where it is now, they won't.
Yeah, at the moment you need the funds to keep the station on the air. Yeah, actually. So.
Some organizations in that case, they develop banners, they develop it on the website so that people can print it themselves and put it anywhere.
You suggest that on the Caroline, I'll translate it for the other guys. On the Caroline website, from the Caroline website, you can download banners, print them yourself on your T-shirt, on your car, whatever. But
there was.
Oh yeah, sure. It's a very nice possibility.
Yeah, there was actually on the Caroline website. You could download.
Keep them coming. Those ideas.
Yeah,
right.
Keep them coming. But that's the thing. If you've got ideas, don't keep them to yourselves. Email us, via the website, which is obviously radiocaroline.co.uk, or just Radio Caroline into a search engine. But any ideas, this is what we're looking for. We're looking at. See, the problem is the last 2 years we've actually felt that it's stagnated. Caroline, and this year we've actually started to push it up again, and we just want to keep going up as opposed to stagnating.
That's why we use or need your ideas.
Yeah.
That was our question for support, not only money.
I think most people are aware that everybody who works on Caroline does it voluntarily, and not all. You can't actually give 100% of your time, because obviously I work on radio full time. Mark works on radio as well full time. Most of the guys have got other jobs, but we still, try and get there as much as we can. But like meetings like this is great because we've had some great ideas today being thrown at us, haven't we?
Absolutely.
And we talk. And
it's great fun, and we owe Caroline.
Yeah.
We owe her everything.
I mean, the thing is, we don't. Yeah, well, that's it. That's why I do Radio Caroline now on a Saturday, because if it wasn't for Caroline, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be earning a living, because I work in radio. All the time.
We'll go one more question.
Yes, some stations are transmitting Caroline tracks on the shortwave. Like I heard on Laser Office last week about 3:26 minutes after when Caroline went on. It comes to me to ask the following question: has Caroline got plans? A lot of people think it's very exciting to come back on the airwaves flying shortwave, so they can use Europe again by the airwaves.
I think I've got nothing against shortwave, but you're not going to attract the audience that we actually need to bring in money, if you see what I mean. I mean, shortwave is fine, but it's one of those things. It really, if you're going to pay for shortwave, you might as well try and pay for medium wave, preferably FM, to be honest. It's one of that. We have got something happening in Slovakia, haven't we? Actually.
There's a station that relays us.
Yeah, there's
a very powerful transmitter.
Yeah, no, this is not the shortwave one. We've actually got something starting very shortly on. It's like a satellite system, but that's all over Slovakia.
Other frequencies.
But keep we'll get more about that anyway if you go on the website. The other thing is I'm not on next Saturday morning.
Why not?
Because there's somebody a damn sight better than me, and also one of a great Caroline broadcasters who's going to be on next Saturday morning at 9 o'clock UK time. But I'm not going to say who. You make sure you're listening.
We'll give it a listen.
Yeah, there's 10 o'clock Dutch time, by the way.
Okay. And there's another possibility. We've
been told.
That's DAB.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But at the moment, Caroline doesn't have the fund for it. But who knows what the future will bring?
You can use DAB, can't you?
We know.
Yeah.
But the question is, who's tuning into shortwave at the moment? Is that the big public or not?
Well, not in Dutch, I'm afraid. Maybe the Germans are doing a lot.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. We've got to go.
Yep.
There's some other people wanting to sit here.
More important.
Yeah. Shall we go blow off the froth?
Yep. Okay. Thank you. It's great to talk to you again this year, and thank you for turning up. Morning, lad.
And thanks for supporting Caroline.
Yeah. Thank you. Do appreciate it.